And as I watch with a keen eye at all the teachings out there, I wait to hear that something new or that something special that would let me know that another God had incarnated. I want to hear things that would cue in that he is not or she is not trapped in the mind tetrahedron of persons, places, and things. And he's thinking outside of that realm, which would tell me he's a visitor, not a resident. He would do it a little differently. You understand me? I'll do it piece by piece. So this has got to go as old information. I, self, Lord, and Master. I, Anna, self, Nefs, Lord, Rab, and Wa, Master, Molan. Okay? I. This is an A. It's an alif. It's not an I, which would come off as an ein, as in the name Isa. Whereas they write I-S-A in their own books. This is a different letter than the Arabic letter alif. Just like in Hebrew, I'd write the alif or I'd write the ein. This is equivalent to the ein, and this is equivalent to the alif, which I'll get into L and Al for the Most High again if you need it. So again we have Ana, I, self, nefs, Lord, Rab. And that's not Lord in Arabic. Rab comes from the word to sustain. There is no equivalent to L-O-R-D in Arabic. However, in Hebrew, we do have one. Baal. Baal, the Babylonian statue called Lord or Lord. You understand? And then Master, Molana. All that means is a teacher. So no, that word Islam does not break down to I, self, Lord, and Master. And you left the other A out in Arabic because the word is written like this in Arabic. And that there's a second A, the alif or lam alif. And the word comes from the root word salama, peace, not submission. Submission would be a new word created when they added a shadda to double the L, salam. And if I was playing with my brother, I'd say, Taslam, do you surrender in a headlock? Oh, it could be the other way. He could have me in a headlock. And he could go, Tasallam in Arabic. Understand? And he would know, I surrender. Well, you see what I'm telling you, these things? These things is what's keeping us back. These things is what's making the people out there not realize who their Most High is today. In person. The wisest amongst you is to lead you to the Father. Not the wisest amongst you is the Father. I am not my Father. I am of my Father. I am not Jesus. I am not the Messiah. If I'm not Isa, don't let the Sunnis put that crap out there. They need that. Because that's all they know. That's all they know what? That's all they know how to attack. Is the obvious. When I say I'm Malachi Z York or Melchizedek, the Muslims don't have a dialogue for that. So they can't address it, so they say, well, we know him as Dr. York. They can't say, well, we ain't no Melchizedek. What's Melchizedek? What's that in Arabic? They don't know. Nebi Khidir, El Khidir, the green one. Then some Arabs say, oh, that's what he's talking about. No, he ain't that. They said, what did that do? And how do you know that? You know what I'm saying? And then that is blank. This must go. You with me? This is old information. This information was taught to you about us. You understand? Now, one of us is here to teach you what you're supposed to know about yourself. And I'll tell you how it happens and how it happened. All right? It starts up here in another realm. The Quran calls it ilyun. Muslims nowhere in any of their tafsirs, which means explanations of the Quran, have been able to explain what that meant. They all evaded. Oh, it's a place where good records are kept. You say a place like in Makan, a place? And then a place, Makan. So where is this place? It's in heaven. They want to go into mythology. And when you try to confine them to the facts of, so are you saying there is an Allah who was here on earth and created beings with the help of his angels, and then as the Quran says, he left the earth and he went to the heavens to sit on an arsh, a throne? Can you do that with me? They go, yeah. So there is a throne somewhere in heaven where God sits on it? Yes, then God has a buttocks to sit. Blasphemy, they'll yell. But it's fact. You say God is in heaven? I say God is heaven. Because if God is in heaven, then heaven is bigger than God. You with me? And how could heaven be bigger than Allah? But they'll say, who fi samawati? He's inside the heavens. So if Allah is inside the heavens, who's the biggest? And if Allah is inside the heavens and the heavens must be bigger than Allah, then Allah is not Hu Akbar. Allah is Akbar, they say the greatest. That's not what the word translates. The word Akbar comes from the word Kabir, meaning big. The biggest or the oldest. So if Allah is Allahu Akbar, then he is the biggest and oldest. You can leave that off. You follow what I'm saying? And how could he therefore be in the heaven? How could Jesus' Father be in the heaven? Wouldn't he be the heaven? Wouldn't he be the all? Wouldn't all things be within him and nothing outside? El-Kalum. And you too should say, I am in the all. And all is in me. Not and the all is in me. But I am a part of the all. The all is a part of me. That's what they're saying. That's taking you to the next level of divinity as a quantum existing being. You follow? All right. So now, these beings, according to your Bible, came down, as we spoke about last week, and was hovering above the water. You know what Genesis says? And the Spirit of God moved upon the surface of the water. God was not moving on the land. God was not standing on the land. God was moving on the surface of the water. You see why the Christians got that Jesus walk on water stuff? Because they had to try to make him look like God. You understand? They want to put his Father out of position and put his Son in, like all corporations do. It didn't work. Now, but what did it say? Upon the face of the deep. That means the deep is dealing with the sea. You with me? Gotcha. So some beings who were in the sea was looking up at the Spirit of God moving across the water, while land was still boho and toho, as Hebrew puts it, void and without form and darkness, void and darkness, without form. So the planet was in a dark state because the sun's light could not get through. You follow? And a dust cloud covered the planet. And certain beings called Elohim, which is a plural, in Hebrew, alif, lamet, hey, yad, mim. of plural beings, these beings, these Elohim, or where Muslims get Allah, in plural, Alahat, in the Quran, gods, they came. You follow? They came and they looked at the condition of this once fertile place. That's why they said replenish, refill. They was going to fill it again. It's like when you have a swimming pool in your backyard. You follow? And you dress it and prepare it in the summer, and when the winter comes, you cover it up and all kind of mildew comes. Come the season again, you got to clean it away, pull the cover off, let the sunlight come in, clean out the pool, get all the mildew and the fungus out, put in fresh water and chemicals to make it usable again. God, you do it every time. You replenish that pool.
All right. All right.
Is that not right?
That's right. That's right.
The beings came, the Quran calls them the Malachi, which is Allah, or the Nephilims, or the Neturu, or the Shishonki, or the Kachina, whatever language you want to come from. You want to play Native American, we'll do that. You follow? Came down and saw the conditions of the planet. But a being that was talking was looking from the bottom of the sea, because he said, in the beginning. Right? Let me stop right there. In the beginning. What does the word start with? Be. I'm going to give you all a secret that should be kept sacred. But I'm going to give it to you. You know why I'm going to give it to you? You're going to say why? Because you've never heard it before. And with all the teachers that's been teaching you for your so-called 400 years of slavery for those who came from Africa and those who are already here, because both of us are sitting here, right?
That's right.
All these so-called teachers are supposed to be bringing you information. They don't have certain keys. Keys that tell you they're standing outside of persons, places, and things.
Right.
Once I say this, it's going to pop up in books, like everything else I say. And nobody's going to give me the credit. They're just going to start, who was standing and writing all of the Nubian people, we the Nubians, they never even heard of this again. And I'll explain Nubian if you need it. I'm going to give you a secret here. Beginning. You with me? The first word in the Torah is Bereshith. Say it. Bereshith. Bereshith. The first letter in that word is the Hebrew word Beth. Beth. Equivalent to what you would call in English B. You there? Now let's step out the Torah and step into the Bible or the New Testament. You with me? The first word in the first book of the New Testament, which is called the book of Matthew, is bibulus in Greek. Say bibulus. Bibulus. And it means little book. Go ahead, y'all. Little book. It's a Greek letter for B. B.
Go ahead, Bob.
You with me? The first word in the Quran is Bismillah. And if they say, no, brother, before that, the Tasmiyah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, they say it corrupted, was the fifth revelation of Muhammad. It wasn't the first, but the first was Iqra. I said, all right. The first was Iqra. Someone said to Muhammad, Iqra. And then when he told him what to read, he said, Iqra what? Bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. So the B is there again. Bismi. In the Arabic letter. You with me?
All right. Come on with it.
The three letters B that has been passing through the scriptures given to you has been controlled by the Magus. The Magus, the Essenes. Today you may